Welcome back. It is time for a little midweek inspiration. As we're always hearing about this term burnout, because it is a real thing. And there are boundaries that we can set to help boost our self-esteem and prevent this burnout.
Our next guest has been called revolutionary by Anita Hill and a benchmark in her field by the Pentagon. Kelly Bonner is a licensed therapist and burnout expert, and she's here with us today. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, what is burnout? Like, how do you describe it?
So I'm going to keep it really simple, though it feels very big. And burnout is really just what happens when more is being asked of you than you can give. So you think about that in a workplace context, there's so many demands on you, not many resources. And it really shows up in three particular ways. Exhaustion, both physical and emotional exhaustion. The second part is just negativity and not feeling connected to what you do. And last but not least, decreased work performance, right? Not able to be creative or good at what you do.
Yeah. Does it impact your self-confidence too? Is it like playing into that? Okay.
It directly impacts it, right? When you don't feel good about what you're doing day to day, your confidence goes down, particularly in that piece about not being able to be creative or being able to be present in the work that you do.
All right, so you've got some tips for us today to help us boost that self-confidence and kind of prevent this burnout we don't want. So what's your first tip?
So the first tip is get clear on what you value. A lot of times we don't think about our values being connected to the work that we do, but really there's a direct connection, and it's really important that you think about what brings me joy, what makes me happy, what's most important to me. When you're clear on that, you're able to accomplish goals more efficiently, quickly, and of course you feel good about yourself in turn.
Right. Yeah, if you're really playing into those things that you value. You also talk about building habits that protect what you value. So how do we do this?
Yes, so sometimes people think, is my work in conflict with what matters to me? No, it doesn't have to be. When you know what matters, then you can do simple, again, emphasis on simple habits and simple practices that make sure that you don't burn out and feel good. So it can be simple as taking your work email off your phone. It can be...
That's a big step.
Simple, right?
Simple big step.
Out of office emails and triggering that notification when you're on vacation so you can enjoy vacation. An hour off social media. It doesn't have to be complicated. I think we overcomplicate what we need to do to be able to set those boundaries in place.
Yeah.
I was just talking with my husband yesterday. He didn't have access to his phone for like 4 hours. He was like, I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
I didn't miss the notifications. Like, I think you realize once you put it aside, like, wow, how much peace it brings you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and then you talk about prioritizing self-care. Now, we're not talking about like a mani or pedi, right?
No, no. Again,
you know, those are nice.
Those are very nice. But keeping it simple once again. And I think people don't think about self-care and boundaries, but self-care is a boundary because you're saying, I'm going to prioritize myself. And again, we want to create lives we don't hate. And how do we do that? We do that, self-care should be less than 10 minutes a day. It should be something we can do regularly. It should bring us joy. It should be inexpensive. Examples, wearing clothing you like, right? That's a form of self-care. Being able to do the Wordle of the day can be self-care. Making time to laugh. Simple, 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 and it goes a long way.
Have you seen this work for people? Can you give us some hope that if we try to implement these, that it is going to help with the burnout?
Yes, I would say myself. I mean, I've had my own issues of spectacular burnout, and yet when I have gone back to what matters to me, when I've gotten clear on setting really simple but clear boundaries, I have been able to build a life that I don't, again, hate, that I have a lot of joy in, and that I still love the work that I do. And I work very hard, but I still have confidence, most importantly, and I'm successful at what I'm doing because of that.
Well, and you can just see it coming off of you. Like, obviously, this is something you enjoy. Thank you for this great information. Truly remarkable. If you want more great advice from Kelly, check her out at her website, kellybonner.com. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
We needed that today.